What's up guys, it's Brahamid here with another war recap. Another victory for RazeInfinity, pretty close one this, these guys pushed us all away and I was a little bit worried partway through the war. I think mostly because we were attempting a lot of 3 stars and getting a couple of fails, a couple of 1 stars, things like that, but in the end obviously the 3-star strategy paid off as it always does. We managed to attack all the enemy bases, so maximum experience for the clan, and here we go, just scrolling down you can see the enemy clan just pretty much did 2-star attacks until you get down to John, who I think was the lowest Town Hall 9 I think, so kind of just got the 3 stars on our Town Hall 8s, and then compare that to their bases. We got 3-star on one of their 10s, and then these were tough bases as well, so you know there's a good selection of 3 stars, a couple of 1 stars in there, but that's because we were trying for the 3, and then all down the bottom lots of Town Hall 9s, and all the Town Hall 8s we got the 3 stars on as well. You can see they're not as many 3 stars as we normally get, but I think they had 7 Town Hall 8s, we got all of them plus 9 more 3 stars, and you can see the average destruction there, so even our fails, you know, a couple of them were like 80-90%, just missed the Town Hall. So all in all a pretty good war, and we'll jump into a couple of replays now. Okay, so first up we've got a Town Hall 8 attack. This was a pretty tough war for our Town Hall 8s I felt, because there wasn't a lot of Town Hall 9s that they could take on. In fact there was probably none. All of the enemy bases were quite well leveled up, and even the Town Hall 8s were pretty tough. So you'll see here, who is it? Beanz came up with a pretty inventive way to take on this Town Hall 8, and it almost works, so it's worth showing. And it's a Valkyrie attack, so the key here is to create a funnel, and you can see there down at the bottom those 4 camps. If you destroy them you've immediately created a really nice funnel right up to the centre of the base there. And I guess the advantage with Valks, which hadn't really occurred to me but could be interesting for Town Hall 8, is that they don't take as much damage from giant bombs. You know, there isn't a bonus against them, and they have got more health, so if you're using hogs at the moment and you're struggling a bit and you're finding that you're getting wiped out by double giant bombs, it could be something worth considering. I've got to say though, I think the pathing's more difficult, so whether it's going to work for everyone I don't know, but it's something to consider anyway. So pretty standard start here, you know, using the builders' huts at the side for an anchor and getting that lure and killing them with the wizards. And then you can see here he's deploying the golems to distract the defences while he destroys and creates the funnel. Slightly badly timed wall breaker there, got taken out by the mortars, but not a big deal. And then there you go, creating the really obvious funnel. And I'd always recommend when you're trying to create a funnel, look for army camps because they make great funnels. And then in go the Valkyries. And then you can see Beanz has brought, obviously he's got his 3 spells, so he's brought a rage and 2 heals. Not really sure on what he should be doing, you know, whether he should have raged first, whether he should have healed first. I guess probably you might as well rage while they're on full health, and then as they start to get damaged you heal them. But I mean, look at that, look at all those bombs that were in the centre, and they haven't taken out his Valkyries, so that is definitely one advantage over the hogs. The downside obviously is that they're not going to go through the base as quickly, and as you can see here now, you know, they've got to take out the walls, they've got to get through the compartments, so perhaps this would have worked better if it had been against a less compartmentalised base, but it was very, very close. I think he had about 1 second short, you know, if he'd had a second extra he would have taken out that builder's hut at the edge, so it was pretty close, and maybe with a bit of experience and the lure will improve, get a little bit quicker, maybe the deployment a tiny bit quicker. You know, it's fine margins as to whether this attack was to fail or not. So we're just pretty much watching it play out now. As you know, it's a 99% attack, so it just doesn't quite make that last little bit. But you can see how much damage the Valks can take even as a Town Hall 8. I think, I'm just trying to look here, it's quite small on my screen, level 2 Valks, so they can obviously take quite a beating because there's not been a heal drop on them for a while now. And those golems are helping out, you know, taking quite a few hits. So yeah, while we watch the end of this though, I'll apologise for missing last week's war. I did really want to do a video, but by the time I got around to recording things, pretty much everything had been deleted. I think I just picked up the 1 replay straight after the war, and then forgot to get the rest. But work's been really hectic, and that's why I've been missing the midweek wars as well. But looking forward to getting back into those. And there, look, you can see, I mean, what, they were 10 steps away and he would have got the 3-star, so never would have expected that with Valks on Town Hall 8, so there you go. definitely worth reading Mealy Pudding's guide if you want to give that a go. Okay, so next up I want to show one of my attacks, and it's a Larva Lunatak against a pretty much maxed out Town Hall 9. Obviously not got the full walls, but he's got pretty high level heroes as well. And you can see here, I just want to pause it for a second, talk a bit about the base, because I've noticed quite a few people attempting this attack now, and we've had mixed results. You know, obviously people are still learning, it's not an easy attack. But I just want to show you here, this isn't a base that I'd normally attack with Lavaloon, and that's because you can see the air defences just cover each other. So if I get a Lava Hound onto one of those air defences, it's actually going to be hit by 3 air defences, and it's obviously not going to last very long. And in this case I'm only bringing 2 Hounds as well, so it's pretty much not a base I'd normally attack with Lavaloon. The only difference here is I've got the level 30 heroes, and hopefully they're going to be able to get in and take out 2 of the air defences, but you know, if you can't do that, then this isn't a base to attack with Lavaloon basically. So just showing around the base real quickly, you can see the queen there's obviously got to get taken out. I need to get at least 1 and hopefully 2 of the air defences. And also just want to point out this cannon here as well. There's kind of 2 rings of trash buildings that I felt like my troops would walk around, and I really didn't want particularly the Barbarian King to spend any time hitting the Dark Elixir storage there. So what I wanted to do was break the outer ring of trash buildings, but also using some hogs, take out that cannon and kind of break that inner ring as well. And then you can see on the top side there, there's an army camp, which I'll use to break the ring going around that way, because I think army camps, like I was saying, are a really good option for breaking the ring of trash buildings. So there you can see the range of the clan castle. It's pretty obvious where I can get the lure from, and I decided to go in from the top here with a few hogs. No particular reason. Got most of the clan castle out. Probably should have deployed 1 more hog, but it didn't really matter. And then obviously there's not a lot of defences down in this bottom corner, so I can pretty much just drop my clan castle kill in. And then you can see here the hogs are going in, so they're going to break 1 ring of trash buildings, and then the wizards behind them to take out the other ring. And because I've dropped my clan castle kill in the corner, hopefully if I can take out that camp, I can sort of funnel them in towards that archer tower, and that's where I'm going to drop in my jump spell as well. And at this point I'm just watching and waiting for the chance to drop my king. I don't want him to go walkabout, so I'm waiting for some trash buildings to get taken out, and then he'll be getting dropped in, because I know the clan castle's dealt with. And there you go, there's another wizard up the top to knock out the builder's hut and just make sure that ring is completely broken, and then both heroes going in. And here my archer queen takes a bit more damage than I was hoping. Didn't really want her tanking the enemy queen, but it worked out okay. King's going in, and you can see now he's going to take out the top air defence, and hopefully, although the queen's very low on health, she's going to take out the bottom air defence. And she just gets it. I think she dies as she takes it out. And at this point, I just want to stop it for a second and point out where I'm going to drop my rages. You can see at the bottom there, on the bottom corner, there's a lot of defences together. And I was quite worried they were going to route my balloons away from that air defence. You can see it's slightly offset from the archer tower. And there's the same sort of design at the top, so I decided to drop most of my balloons in the corner to take out the big group of defences. And then there's a perfect place to drop my rages if I do that, which is going to cover 5 defences, so that's a really high value rage. And then just 3 balloons to go in towards the air defence, following in behind the Lava Hound. So you can see there, the big group of balloons, then there's the 3 balloons that are going to go after the air defence, and then in go the rages. And so that bigger group are going to take out all those defences there and stop those 3 balloons from going sideways. And you'll notice as well, I didn't drop my second rage, the one that's intended for the air defence, over the top of the air defence. I see a lot of people click the rage right on top of the air defence. You're not raging the hound. The hound won't do any damage even if it is raged. You want to get those balloons in as quickly as possible, so you almost want the rage to sort of have the furthest edge just touching the air defence. And then it all happens pretty quickly from there. Balloons go in, grab the air defences, and the raid's pretty much over. So I had to slow it down there because we went from no raid to completed raid in just a few seconds. And then because I brought quite a lot of balloons, because I felt it was quite a tough base, I just brought a few minions as well, because with just 2 lava hounds you're not going to get loads of lava pups. So I think most bases you don't want to bring too many balloons, maybe 16's about right, but for that one I wanted to bring a few more, so I needed those minions for the cleanup. Okay, so let's move on to the next raid. So for the next raid, and I'll probably make this the last one for this video because I realise it's getting a bit long after that one, is Lil, and it's against the general, and we see this base a lot, so I thought it'd be a really good one to show how this gets dismantled. And it's a different attack to what we normally do. I mean, there you can see the queen, and normally my first thought how I would build an attack would be, right, I need to get the lure, so there's the lure range, and then let's get the queen. And for me, I probably would have lava looned this because I can get the lure and then grab the queen and the 2 air defenses as well. But they are covering each of the air defenses, like I said earlier, so without the high level heroes, they're going to definitely take out 2 air defenses. It's maybe not the best lava loon base after all. And in this case, it's kind of obvious. I mean, it's not obvious, but it's fairly obvious where the double giant bombs are going to be, and it's just either side of the clan castle there. And I think this might have been a cleanup actually, so I guess it was obvious where they were in that case. But therefore, it makes sense to send in your golems and get them to set off the giant bombs. And from that point on, you can maybe send some hogs in on the back. So it's pretty much a go wipe, go wee wee type attack with some back end hogs. But it works really well against this general base. And the reason for that is, if you look here, it's taken out most of the point defense now, and I think we mentioned this in a previous video, but point defense is what's going to take out your hogs. So if you look, there's 2 cannons and 3, by the looks of it, 3 archers towers, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is down the bottom and distracted anyway, so it's a really good time now to send in the hogs. There's not a lot that can really kill them. If you've got a heal down, then a mortar or a wizard tower is not going to kill your hogs. And you can see here, Lil actually doesn't have that many heals to use, and the hogs still survive, and it's just because the whole top half of this base is air defenses and mortars, and they're not going to do anything to the hogs. So there you go, the 1 heal goes down, and I really like that placement because if you look, the edge just touches 3 different defenses, and if you think where your hogs are going to stand, it's just within that heal range, and it kept them all up, so that was a really great heal placement. Probably worth watching again if you're struggling with your heal placement. Don't drop them on the hogs, drop them ahead of the hogs and work out where they're going to go and what defenses they're going to be hitting. So really good attack, and we're already into the cleanup here. Hardly had time to really describe what had happened before the hogs had just ripped through the back of that base. But another really good example of using a back end hogs with a go wipe or go wee wee against a really tough base, but also a base we see a lot of, so I'm sure this will be a useful replay, no doubt in the next war and in many wars to come. So well done, Lil, thank you for that. And I'll be back with another video soon. Thanks guys.